Here's a little semi-tutorial slash kind of just a sneak peek into what it might look like playing as a new alien comm coming out here in build 208. One of my teammates dropped a second hive right off the bat before I was in the server, which is a little unorthodox, but in this new build, having lots of energy is very good since cysts now cost energy, drifters now cost energy, so actually having two hives will allow you to push cysts a lot faster, build drifters much faster. You're going to see how drifters are going to affect the gameplay in this new build. They have a new feature called Enzyme Cloud. This allows you to make it so any player within the cloud will be able to attack much faster. This pretty much enables the alien commander to directly affect the combat of the game. So he's going to have a lot bigger effect on the outcome of the game now. So here we go, we have that second hive going up. What's going to happen now is we're going to get a lot of energy from this hive. We're going to use that to expand quickly in all the directions that we can, because right now we're really hurting for res while the Marines are probably expanding into most of the rest of the map right now. So we have one RT. Right now it looks like there's an egg blocking the RT in our spawn, which is really unfortunate. Now we're going to be down another res tower for a while. So we're going to make these drifters and these cyst expansions count here if we're going to pull off a win. Yeah, see, we're trying to figure out how to get that harvester.
I don't know how you get rid of that.
So we're going to play without one of our base harvesters for a while here. Hopefully that egg will end up spawning eventually, but might not if we don't die very much, so we'll see what happens. Now, one of the important things on the alien comm UI is to learn the hotkeys. Obviously, what I did there was spam cysts all the way up into the area that I want to cut off their expansion. I'm gonna jump out of the hive and try to get over there and help out my team. When I'm recording in Fraps, my FPS is capped at about 60. It usually is only around 30 though when it's running, so the reason my alien looks like he's moving so slow is because of the laggy FPS caused by Fraps. It's actually much quicker in game. Even the mouse movements in the Commander UI on the screen here are actually much faster in game. With Fraps running, it makes it look a little slower, so a lot of the gameplay is going to be a little bit slowed down because of that, but it's the best I can do right now with my computer. So here we are moving cyst now into the next area that we want to take. The Marines down in shipping right now. They probably have observation. They have elevator, which we can hear the extractor. When you're playing as alien comm, you can hear a lot of the Marine structures.
Where the hell was he?
So right now we're struggling with the two res towers. They got, let's see, they have 1, 2, 3, 4. They have at least 5 on the map.
On my way back to you.
Versus R2. So basically right now it's important for the aliens to hold their ground.
I'm running.
Structure is under attack.
As long as we have those two RTs, we're going to have steady flow of res. We're going to be able to keep dropping our RTs and hopefully just hold our area. I think I might have had my first drifter out on the field now. So with the extra energy, I'm going to be able to spend that on some drifters and help out my team a little more. Now, even though I have 2 hives right now, like I said, we've been really hurt for res, so dropping the first shell now. And here's what drifters are actually useful for here now. I'm sending this drifter into server room to scout ahead, and I just
They got a
spotted.
phase gain server.
There we go. One of my teammates already noticed that, you know, we have a phase gate there. But they have a phase gate there.
And they have a guy in repair room. Hey, Reboot, let's go take out this phase gate. I'll heal you.
On
So
it.
the alien comm's got
there's
a lot
there's
more microing that he has to do now. Like you see, I just microed that whip over towards the Marine on our spawn. Stuff like that can actually work a lot of times if you catch them off guard. Right now, obviously, it's not gonna work. So hopefully we have backup in our base. I'm gonna run over there and try to get the guy. So we haven't really had a chance to really do much with the drifters or with the Sistine yet. But as soon as we clear out some of these Marines, should be able to drop an augmentation. Start pushing back a little bit more. And here's the FPS problem I was talking about. Look at how slow these guys are attacking. Not sure why it does that. But I don't know if it's something to do with the demo playback or maybe it's the fraps. But it's there.
It's gonna help
Let's take server room.
There's augmentation coming right now for our team. Still only stuck with those 2 RTs because that AUG is blocking our RT in that one spawn. In general, I usually drop Mist on my first hive right off the bat to try to get the maturity going. Usually try to spend that. Actually, I try to time it so that I can drop the Mist right when I'm getting the Crag Hive evolve.
They finally stopped pushing
Speeds
the
that up a little bit. In this build though, it's you know, it can be kind of smart to hold off on buying the Crag Hive right away in case you lose your RTs. You're gonna be able to have enough res to drop some more RTs. In this game, we were lucky enough not to lose any. Otherwise, we would have been in a lot of trouble. But with
They're
2
rebuilding
hives,
server. Let's go hit that real quick.
with 2 hives, it puts the Marines at kind of a disadvantage right away because they're probably not going to have the kind of weaponry to take down a hive.
I'll just try and heal you.
If they get lucky, you still have that backup hive right away in the beginning of the game.
Can we please? Can we have the
Too
regen
far
as well?
away.
Here's the Enzyme Cloud ability I was talking about. You use your Drifter.
Can I get a mist to my egg
all
and
those
repair him as a Marine in the net?
Enemies were just torn to shreds
Phase gate,
because
phase gate, get the phase gate.
my teammates were able to attack much quicker. You know, and sometimes,
Shit, too many.
right there I dropped a whip. Obviously it got killed before they even got a chance to be built, which was kind of a dumb idea on my part. But I like to build whips in front of the RTs to keep those Marines from coming in and killing those RTs like he just did. And it's always important to remember to try to hotkey both your hives, so you'll be able to make waypoints for your drifters. Like right now, I'll make a waypoint for one of my hives to send drifters here in North Tunnel. Another, the first hive will send the drifters down to logistics. And since I have 2 hives, I don't really have anything to spend my energy on other than cysts
Sorry.
and drifters. And right now, the map control is kind of split. So I like to spend most of my res on drifters at this point, just to get that forward sight, since the Siths don't give you the hive sight anymore. It's useful to have those drifters sitting around in those hallways that have lots of traffic from
Oh, by the way, you
Marines.
shot your drifters then, you might want to move them.
See right there, I was microing in drifters into logistics. One of the Marines saw him and killed him. But that also gave my team a little bit of foresight to know where the Marines are coming from, so they can't just sneak in my base and kill my RT. So keep sending those drifters out. It's also a great distraction in combat for the Marines. Some of the newer players will start shooting at the drifters, they'll run out of ammunition, they'll start reloading, the skulks will just come in and bite them down. So, you know, if you lose a drifter and gain a kill, that's always worth it in my opinion.
Okay, they are building up in server room.
So right now, you know, we're just kind of sitting there in our 3 RTs. The Marines have most map control. think they still have 5 RTs right now versus our 3. So kind of the areas of the map that are under attack here in the north, tunnels here, and logistics. Like I said, I'm keeping constant drifter, constantly having drifters up in these tunnels in both of these areas to keep
And they've got some
foresight.
upgrades.
And all these drifters here are cloaked, so these Marines can't even see them. And I can just send them
They're
out,
also building in.
give
resistance.
enzyme clouds to my guys coming in, use them as distractions, like I said earlier. Yeah, as you can see, I mean, you have a lot of time as the alien commander to just sit around and micro drifters and just place whips and stuff like that. I mean, you're gonna have a lot of res on the alien comm that you need to spend. That's one thing that on Marine Commander you have to constantly be spending your team res. The aliens, you know, you're going to be ending up having a lot of T-res. A lot of the newer players, they don't spend it fast enough. You know, if you just drop a couple whips in some hallways, it's going to slow the Marines down. They're not going to be able to push into the hallways as fast. You might lose, you know, the 10 T-res from losing a whip here and there. But in the end, keeping Marines out of your expansion, losing that 10 team res is
They have an
usually worth
observatory
it.
in logistics.
And right there, you know, I could hear that extractor. You can see a little bit of the foresight. You know, it will tell you where some of the Marine structures are if you have kind of gone through the area. I have like a little black smoke. I'm sure you guys can see the black smoke. That just lets you know where enemy structures and units are. Kind of works like the Fog of War in other RTS games. But I just placed a bunch of whips down around an extractor that's kind of isolated that the Marines aren't paying attention to. It should kill it eventually. And then I can just drop my own extractor there. So while my team is pressuring both the choke points of the map, North Tunnel, logistics, I can do my own kind of RT killing with dropping whips and stuff like that. Something that the alien commander can do. And right there, you know, using the enzyme cloud with my teammate there, helping him take down Marines. And I did actually kill that extractor and elevator transfer with the whips. So once I have time to stop helping my teammates here, I can drop those new RTs. And these drifters actually replenish their energy pretty quickly, so you know, one drifter, if you let him sit in the hallway for a while, he'll be able to send out a few enzyme clouds. And like I said, always have a few around, just chilling. See, we can clear out pretty much an entire room with just a few drifters and then one fade. Unfortunately, he took a little bit of heat there and he went down, but you know, now we got some heavy armament coming in with the Onos. Like I said earlier, you know, when you have any extra spare res, you know, I just drop 2 whips, blocking off this hallway.
They're in
Probably
repair.
won't be a game decision
That's a beacon.
decider, but like I said, you know, keeping these Marines from expanding is really, really important right now on the alien team.
The ops is down in server room.
Excellent, thank you.
So
I'm
just
gonna try and
steadily
hit the
harassing
base gate.
them, steadily
There's 2
harassing
guys
with
in there though. They might
drifters.
try to get another ops. I don't know.
That guy just walked right past 4 drifters, didn't even know. Give my teammate the enzyme cloud, and the guy's completely demolished.
Can you move those drifters, please?
And this other team that we're playing against is not, they're nowhere near
recycled.
like new
They've
players.
recycled
These
all
are
of server
really
room.
good, you know, clan people, teams that we've played against and are actually really talented. Just a fun pickup game.
Guy coming into
Just
drill.
kind of showing off,
Main
you
repair
know,
room.
what you can do with the alien command. There we go. See how that RT's now been killed, and now I can drop my own. It's guarded, so I mean, it kind of works out really well.
Structure is under attack.
Looks like we got the power down on server, but there's, you know, Marines in there. The cool thing about drifters is you can actually damage enemy players with them if you have enough of them. So I see this guy building power in here. I got tons of like extra drifters, and I can actually attack the guy for a little bit of damage.
There's a couple of them in logistics.
Is under attack.
It's not totally useful. Obviously, drifters aren't gonna be able to kill a single unit, but if I were to have a teammate with me right there,
That was
could have given
lit.
him enzyme cloud and then distracted him with the drifters.
Forms under attack.
So yeah, the drifters are really kind of like the main thing that the alien commander should be focusing on. You know, outside of, you know, dropping your mist and getting your augmentation. You know, all that stuff's really, you know, about timing. Once you know when, you know, to drop it, it takes 2 seconds to get that upgrade going. You gotta
Just
spend the
scan
rest of your
server.
time using the drifters and
There's a guy
expanding
still in server.
assists. Right now, I know my team's got, you know, a pretty big advantage,
it's
even though
laggy.
our map control is kind of isolated. The Marines have phase tech. They have some good tech right now. You know, the 4 RTs I hold, minus the one that I can't take in my own base. You know, even with 4 RTs, we're gonna be able to do a lot of damage. They just can't do anything. They can't get through North Tunnel. I got too many Hydras. Too many Crags. You know, you can spam your Umbras. You got your whips. Not much they can do.
We're all evolving. He's inside the man.
You know, now I got 66 team res. So
North
like I said,
tunnels
you
are-
gotta start spending that kind of stuff. Probably gonna drop us another hive and elevator and slowly push them out of server room because now we have the upper hand.
They have a phase gate and an ops behind those computer banks in server.
The Enzyme Cloud works really well with the lurks because you can shoot much faster. You can take down a single Marine really quickly if you have assistance of the alien comm.
Why don't you drop a third hive and elevate?
Forms under attack.
So yeah, now microing is actually pretty important. You know, with the Marine Commander, you guys spend most of your time watching your
I prefer a
teammates
few more whips
dropping
and
med
frags at the
packs,
hive.
ammo, giving scans like their commander's doing really well. Now the alien commander has his own, you know, way to assist the team,
Up
kind
to you,
of
mate. But
in a different way, but a similar idea.
Okay, it looks like they're all up at server room. There was 4 or 5 of them up at server room.
Forms under attack.
Yeah, just keep using drifters as distractions when you can, and blocking off hallways of whips is always, you know, a good tactic to keep people from just storming into your base. Also, thing I want to note is if you upgrade a whip with Bombard and you put him in a hallway, you know, kind of like leading into your hive, it will prevent the arcs from being able to pass. Pretty much, you know, whip Bombard, one of the Bombards can actually do a lot of damage to a lot of arcs. So like maybe 1 or 2 whips with Bombard can kill off a gigantic arc rush. So, you know, that's something to keep in mind too with the alien commanding at, currently with this build.
North tunnel again.
Really liking the new alien commanding though. Before you had to send drifters out to build things, now they just are more of like an attack unit or a kind of like a scouting unit that can help your teammates attack. It's really great to be able to just drop a structure anywhere on infestation. Keeps the alien gameplay a lot faster, but it also makes the alien commanding, you know, a lot more fast paced, a lot more micro is involved. So it'll be useful for see how teams can utilize that.
Forms under attack.
This game's about to be wrapping up pretty soon, I think. We have a lot of map control now. Here I'm gonna use my Enzyme Cloud to help them take down the extractor a little faster there. And now with 3 hives, you know, you can pretty much spam cysts all over the map, everywhere. Not much the Marines are going to be able to do to stop that now. And then, like I said before, with the Bombard and the whips, it's actually pretty viable to, you know, I would say
You missed my
put 4 in
Onos
main
egg
somewhere and just
at,
let them mature slowly.
repair room right to the left of the hive. Yeah.
You know, got plenty of energy to miss to my guys who are going Onos and stuff. You know, you can get players out really fast. But like I was saying with the
He's
whips
recycled
and
7.
Bombard,
7 is free.
you know, you get like about 3 or 4 whips fully mature. You get the Bombard ability, and then by the time you have 3 hives, you're
How
gonna be able to
frickin'
spam
long am I gonna
cysts.
stay dead?
You spam cysts enough to the point where the Marines
Forever.
can't kill them fast enough.
That's the way
You
it
move
looks.
the whips
All I got
in,
is waiting to
root
spawn.
them,
Yeah,
and
that
the base will be
happens.
dead soon. Kind of works. It's kind of like the Aliens arc, except to be honest, the whips might be a little bit more powerful than arcs right now. They really take down Marine structures pretty effortlessly. A couple bombards will take down an infantry portal. It's really useful if you can actually do it. These guys got a little power pack and phase gate hidden back here. But with the enzyme cloud and stomping it, not much they're gonna be able to do. And that's just about game there. I'm gonna drop another hive and just kind of expand into this area. Now that we hold
Yeah,
elevators,
server's completely empty.
pretty much no chance of Marines getting up to server room. It's a lot of little tricks you learn over the time of the Alien Commander. You know, where you put the sys is really important. This guy just killed my sys chain here, you know, kind of in the tram way. It doesn't really matter though, because now that I have another hive there, my sys are all connected still. So if thinking of things like that is also important, where to put sys, thinking ahead. If they cut down your sys chain, you know, that could be a bad thing for
You
you.
lost your sis at North Tunnel in the middle there.
Prever just brought up I lost my sys, but like I said, now that I have another hive, it doesn't really matter. Those sys are no longer needed. And now it looks like the game's gonna wrap up with a nice Onos rush.
He's up on the ceiling and shipping. He's up on the.